Good evening, friends. We start tonight with the looming deadline for the Iran nuclear deal. In just 10 days, President Trump will decide whether to stay in the agreement or not. Throughout the campaign, President Trump railed against the deal. Now, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is redoubling his efforts to convince the president to keep his campaign promises. Netanyahu claims Israeli intelligence has irrefutable evidence Iran is not complying with the deal. The International Atomic Energy Agency says there's no credible evidence Iran was working on an atomic weapon after the year 2009. The leaders of France and Germany, meanwhile, have urged the president to stay in the deal for verification. For more on this, we go to Peter Kuznick tonight, director of the Nuclear Studies Institute at American University. Peter, always good to have you with us tonight. This has really developed into an information war. Who's right, who's wrong? How do you see this impacting the president's decision?
Well, we've got Trump being pulled in multiple directions. The Europeans clearly are desperate to maintain this deal. The Israelis and the Saudis are desperate to sabotage the deal. This is nothing new. You remember when it was being negotiated, the Republicans in Congress brought Netanyahu over to address an unprecedented joint session of Congress, both houses of Congress. And he gave this powerful speech denouncing the deal. Then 47 Republicans, senators, sent a letter to the leaders of Iran telling them, warning basically, that they're going to try to scuttle the deal. Obama had so little support in Congress that he had to go around Congress. He didn't get it accepted as a treaty. They had no vote. He brought it directly to the UN Security Council, which voted 15-0. So this is part of an ongoing effort to scuttle this deal that a lot of the people around Trump have been involved in. And once Trump brought on Pompeo and Bolton, we knew that that was the direction he was going to take. Trump had said from the very beginning during the campaign that his first objective was to deal with the Iran nuclear deal. The way I think about this is similar to George W. Bush, needing to get Afghanistan out of the way so he could go after Iraq, which was his real prize. The North Koreans forced themselves onto the international agenda with their missile test and their nuclear bomb test. And Trump, in some ways, wanted to get North Korea out of the way because he wanted to be able to go after Iran. That was always his priority. And unfortunately, it's a very dangerous situation. As Larry Wilkerson said in reflecting back to the role that he had played as Colin Powell's chief of staff during the lead up to the invasion of Iraq, he said that if we see the same thing playing out now in terms of Iran, the politicization of intelligence, the lies, he says the big difference is that given Iran's 80 million people, given its greater capabilities, he said the cost and losses of life and in losses of treasure in invading Iran will be 10 to 15 times what it was invading Iraq.
What do you make of the discrepancy? What do you make of the discrepancy?
Really think that this is going to be easy. They're in for a rude awakening.
What do you make of the discrepancy? Some U.S. intelligence officials say that this is old information, that they knew about this, and here is Netanyahu selling it as the slam dunk.
Well, we did know about this. The 2007 CIA National Intelligence Estimate said that Iran had a nuclear program. It abandoned it in 2003. We've known this. More details came out in 2011, 2012. This is nothing new, but it's a grandstand ploy on the part of Netanyahu to try to push Trump in that direction. Trump has wavered a little bit on that. He's vacillated. But we know that his inclination is to try to impose new sanctions on Iran, which will effectively scuttle this deal.
Okay.
And the irony, of course, that people are pointing out is that at the same time he seems to be trying to get a nuclear deal with North Korea, he's destroying his own credibility with the North Koreans by trying to get out of the deal with Iran. Why would Kim Jong-un trust Trump to carry through a deal with North Korea when he sees his track record, the United States track record. It makes no sense.
Peter Kuznick, appreciate your time tonight. Thank you for your insight. Thanks for being with us on the news.